looks so different. Even just with the primer on it. Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool, very nice.
You definitely gotta have steady hands for something like this. I could never.
It's not too bad. Like, I'm not gonna say this is perfect, but you can fix it later on. So even if you do color outside the lines, it can be fixed. So it's not that big of a deal. But I'll take it. You're right. This takes precision and skill. And only I can do this.
I am a master of my trade.
Yes.
My trade.
I knew what you meant.
Solid close.
Yeah.
I think you'll probably finish quite a few pieces today.
Yeah.
I think it's going to show really nice on such a dark piece.
Yeah, I'm excited to try the silver. I love the gold, so I'm excited to see.
It's going to be so bright. Rest in peace, camera. We hardly knew ye. Let me... Here, put it more in the middle. Why do you dislike me? Oh! I can see it!
And then I dip for paint.
It's whenever you dip for the paint that the camera's like, paint!
Yeah. Ma'am.
There we go. It gets really excited about the paint.
Yeah.
She's like, says, wow, that looks sick. And this is just, so what she does is she goes through and she puts all the primer on first, and the primer's got kind of a grayish tint. And then she'll go back through and she'll paint over the primer with whatever color she's looking to put in those spots.
Yeah. Helps the paint stick to the plastic. And this color against the dark gray will help it stand out a bit more.
Oh. It keeps going back to the paint tray.
I might just have to change it to manual so then it just stays here. But it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's when you put it flat like that that it focuses a lot easier. But you can tell it's eyeing the paint, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what you got over there? Can I see? Bert's wants a Gundam for his desk. They are so cool.
Pick which one you want.
I can't put them on the desk because the cats yeet them. We tried to take pictures of the Gundam Astray, this one, the red frame, right before we started painting it. And we had it all set up, we had it framed, we had it posed, we wanted it exactly as we wanted it to start taking pictures of it. And then Loki smacked it over a couple times. At one point he like grabbed it and dragged it slowly out of frame. So it was very difficult. We would finally pose it and then he would grab it and then we would pick it up, we would pose it, we'd have to like reattach the weapons that he pulled out. And then he would just, you know, bite it or something. So it took a couple tries to get an actual photo of the finished build. And those are on the camera that we're using to record, so we can post them later today. But I'm glad we did get pictures of it before we started painting, so we can see the before and after.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. I didn't realize there were so many details that are there but are hard to see.
Well, that's why I want to highlight them.
Some of those sections look like it's harder for you to get at than others.
Mm-hmm. This is why people paint the individual pieces and then build it. But we didn't really think about it.
Nope, I got excited and I just put it all together.
And it's not too bad. Having the skewer to hold on to really helps.
Makes it easier.
Yeah.
That's something we can do next time. We got the advice to wash the pieces next time too. So that's something that we'd like to look into. Because we went in with our first build blind essentially. So now we know a lot of best practices or suggestions from viewers to try for the next one. So we'll wash them. I'm gonna go get some sanders. Try painting before assembling. You're just looking for what else you want to prime?
Mm-hmm. Let me get right in there.
Underneath?
Like right in here?
Here, let me focus.
Well, I don't think the camera's gonna be able to see.
No, it's really struggling. Why does it... Which one's the manual? This one? Oh, I didn't have to... I'll pretend like that was me. It definitely was not.
There's right in here.
Hello,
I moved
good
my
morning!
hand.
Hello, Linux, good morning. How goes the build? So it took me 4 hours to assemble the build. He, at one point, was complete. And then Peanut tore off all of his limbs to paint him. It was devastating.
Haha.
She was very aggressive about it too. It wasn't
No hesitation.
Just yanked it off.
Yeah.
So she's priming all the pieces and then she's going to paint over the torso. While she does that, this is the sword sheath that she did last night. So it was entirely white prior to the painting. Oh. And she's letting these ones dry over here.
They're probably dry now.
Added some accents here. I think I just stole the camera focus from you. Yeah, I definitely did steal it. So now it's not focused on your painting anymore.
Way to go, Smiley.
I know. Well, it's out of frame now, so it doesn't matter.
I just gotta get up close and personal sometimes.
We need to get you those, like, dentist glasses.
Yeah.
Where they have, like, 3 lenses and a little light.
Yeah.
I went to the dentist earlier this week, and it's the first time I saw a dentist wearing one, and it kind of spooked me, I'm not gonna lie.
Freak you out.
Yeah, because I've been going to the dentist for 27 years, and it's the first time I saw someone roll in with, like, the Splinter Cell goggles. I was like, what is she about to do to me?
Kind of, yeah, it's like, I'm kind of intimidated.
It was spooky, but it also seemed very high-tech. So I was both impressed and intimidated at the same time.
Yeah, scared but intrigued.
Yeah. So that'd be how the build is going. Let's see. Oh, Brittine posted a picture of what a scrum is in rugby in the Discord. So, not quite the same thing as a project management scrum. But my professional title is a Scrum Master. It's one of my professional titles.
I love it.
Isn't that such a cool title?
It
Scrum
is.
Master.
You're a master?
I am a master. But not a Scrum Master of like a rugby scrum.
Well, people
She's
don't know.
gonna make me scrum. That's what Linux says. Linux works with Agile.
I love it.
There's a lot of good scrum memes online. There's a lot of good gifs about Scrum too, where it's like, Scrum? Scrum.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah? No, keep going.
I'm sure you have a lot of artsy terminology or veterinarian terminology where I'm just like, yep, that's a word. You know a word that I learned recently that I'm really impressed that I know, but whenever I say it, everyone already knew that word?
What?
Penultimate.
Penultimate?
Yeah. It essentially means the second to last. So not the last.
Oh.
The second last. And I was really impressed to have expanded my vocabulary. And I remember I joined a Discord call and I kept subtly dropping the word penultimate. Nobody said anything.
You can't subtly drop that in multiple times.
I did! And they either were just like, what the heck? Or they just already knew the word and were like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Penultimate. Yeah, I thought it was a good word.
Good for you.
Thank you. I was really excited. I thought about buying a dictionary and like learning a new word every day. Doesn't that sound like something I would do though?
Yes.
That does sound like something I would do.
Yeah, it does.
But then I think I had told someone about it and they had mentioned if I flip to a given page, all of the words on that page are going to be very similar to one another. So I would almost have to like open to a random page and pick a random word.
In a dictionary?
Yeah.
That's not how dictionaries work.
Well, yeah, they're alphabetical.
Yeah.
So all the words that are similar to one another, like there, and there. What I mean, like they're all gonna be
But
there.
how often
or like
is that?
there and bear.
How often is that gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't have a dictionary yet. I couldn't tell you.
Alright.
I have a French dictionary and I have a Japanese dictionary, but I don't have an English dictionary. And you've got a kitten on your right. He announced himself. He made a little.
I can't trust you anymore.
Oh no, you don't want him there? Alright.
I can't trust you anymore.
Come here, little man. Whoop. If you sit good, you can lick the condensation off of the cup. Very good.
ASMR.
You want some more? Oh, I put it on my finger. Thank you for the finger licks. Hello, kitty. Does Bean do this too, Linux? Does Bean like to lick condensation off of cups? Or is this kitten just special?
I think we all know the answer.
He has had brain surgery, so... Yeah, you missed some. Now you're done? Like, even just the way he sits in my arms is like a human. He's got his legs spread out, he's sitting on his bum, he's got his arms out.
Okay, I think I'm done.
He's just vibing.
Priming this one. Zoink. Quick break. I need to finish
he
my...
wants your condensation.
You want my condensation? Here you go.
Good soup.
Here you go.
Oh, he's licking the cat hair off your cup too.
Well,
Oh, bro, you're under the cup.
he knows how gravity works. All the condensation is falling. Is this what you all tuned in for?
Ah, it's dripping on me, Loki. Get it faster. You gotta turn the cup. He's like,
I'm
ma'am.
not the one speaking.
Ma'am, turn the cup. Here you go. Oh, he got fed
He's
up.
done. He's done.
Bye, buddy. Squeak.
Okay, so I want this next.
Dictionary.com. Maybe a website has a word of the day. Let's see. Word of the day. Word of the day. Yeah, dictionary.com has word of the day. Eminently is the word of the day. Eminently is used as a synonym of very and means to a high degree. All 3 outfielders are eminently capable of making an all-star caliber catch to help their team. Eminently. I'm gonna favorite this. I'm gonna learn a new word every day. I'm gonna show up to the next family gathering fancy as fuck. Whipping out all these fancy words. Seeing who compliments me for sounding smart. I think Oppa would just call me a shithead.
Yeah.
I think that's what's most likely gonna happen.
I think Megan would. She'd vibe.
Yeah. She'd be like, wow, good job.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do more priming or are you gonna add the silver?
I'm gonna start doing the silver.
We're gonna quiz you on this in the Discord now. Of the word of the day? Or like previous words of the day. Do I have to remember what old words we've learned have been? Or just the current word of the day? Because I feel like it's not a quiz if I can just go to the dictionary.com and look at the word of the day. You can just teach us words. Okay, that works. That's like Rapture. Rapture's got his question of the day. Does he get that from a website? Does he go to a website and it asks him a question of the day and then he asks us his question of the day? Because he's usually got some pretty good questions of the day. I think it's an app that he has. I've also seen like calendars, those 365-day desk calendars where each page of the calendar has the weekday, the number, the month, everything, and then it'll have a question of the day or a motivation of the day, and I wasn't sure if he was just peeling off of one of those. But some of them make you think. Some of them are pretty good. What was one of the ones recently was, like, if you could relive a moment in your life, what would it be? And he defined a moment as, like, just a couple of seconds, and I'm like, damn, that's really hard to think about. Like, something that was only a couple of seconds would be hard to remember.
I can think of one.
Can you? What would yours be? As you chomp your biscuit.
Is it just reliving it once?
I think so. Oh, you want to relive this moment eternally?
I was being greedy.
Relive that biscuit chomp. Was it worth it?
It was delicious.
And Brit Saint says, does it annoy anyone else that Wordle is a game about guessing 5-letter words, but Wordle is a 6-letter word? You could just chop off the E and call it a day. Wordle. Wordle would make a good Pokemon name. Maybe I'm just thinking of Squirtle. Same idea.
I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. I wasn't sure about it at first. I'm into it now.
Is that the one that you got for Christmas?
No.
That was a different one?
That was the remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, okay. How long does it take for this guy to dry before you can silver him?
I can start now.
Nice.
I just wanted to finish my biscuit.
Your biscuit? I finished mine really fast. My mom still plays Wordle. Does she ever ask for help on the Wordle? I feel like back when Wordle was really popular, everyone in the Discord would be posting their Wordle answers to see who guessed it and how many tries, and that kind of kept the trend alive in the Discord because everybody was posting. So I eventually caved and I started doing it too. And she tells me about her max streak. Is a max streak in Wordle just how many days in a row you guess the Wordle? Is my guess. I think so. So how many days she's gone without failing a Wordle? Dang.
There's so much cat hair.
On the marker?
I should say there's so much. There's not really. There was one piece.
One hair.
How dare you? Hair.
He's just giving himself a bath by the door. Cotton's probably sleeping in the basement where it's cold. High score was 80. Damn, Linux, your mom's going hard. And it warms my heart that she, like, brings up that she had a high score of 80.
So proud.
That's really wholesome. That's something that you, like, whip out at family functions. It's like the fun fact, like, when you go to a family function, everyone's like, oh, how are you doing? What's new? What's fun and exciting? And then you whip out the 80 Wordle high score. And then it's a real test to see how many family members know what Wordle is. I feel like it was popular enough in the mainstream that I think most people would know. Like, if we brought it up, I think our aunts would know what it is. I don't know if our grandparents would know what it is.
No.
The cousins would for sure.
I bet both of our grandmothers would like to play Wordle, actually.
Would like to play it, yeah, that's true.
I think they'd be really into it. Bust the iPad out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Grandma's got an iPhone. I think she's still got a flip phone.
She does.
I don't know what Oma has.
But she's got that iPad.
She does have an iPad.
Oma has a
smartphone?
Yeah.
Oh, while I have you here, ... Oh goodness, the lead up. Yes. My cousin is looking into getting a pink wig. Like a synthetic cosplay style wig, or more of like a real hair wig.
Very different.
Yeah. Not like cosplay, but more permanent one. Oh. I feel like those ones are a lot more expensive than cosplay ones. Do you know anything about such wigs? Peanut, do you know anything about fancy wigs?
I'm not very familiar. There's different,
I know you can get horsehair wigs, you can get real people hair wigs.
Yeah, there's stores that specialize in this kind of thing, so my best suggestion is look those people up, because they'll know more than we do.
Yeah, Linux only knows about cosplay wigs. Same thing, I used to do cosplay wigs, and I did cosplay wigs on a budget too. So I would look for ones that were an affordable range, but still had the structure and the look that I was going for. I don't even know where my extensions are. They're somewhere in the abyss of storage bins. But those ones were more real hair styled. But I think for extensions that were longer than my hair, because my natural hair length is quite long, it went down to my butt, and they were over $100. So wigs for non-cosplay purposes sound quite expensive.
Yeah.
I guess depending on the length, it would be more costly than a bob too. Did you keep all your cosplays? Are they in the abyss of bins? No, when I moved into this place, I got rid of all my old cosplays. And I regret it so hard. I was moving in with a roommate at the time, so I downscaled a lot of the stuff that I owned. So all of my cosplays and a lot of my nerd paraphernalia didn't make the cut. And now that I don't have a roommate anymore and I have the place to myself, I miss all of that stuff that I don't have anymore. So I've got to slowly build everything back up again. I think the only cosplay I have right now is a Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Because we didn't really cosplay at the convention this year. We did as more characterized versions of ourselves. So next convention, I really want to do a JoJo cosplay, because I think that would be amazing, and I really want to do a Gundam cosplay.
Yeah.
Because I think a Gundam cosplay, I don't know if I showed you the Gundam cosplay I want to do, Peanut.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I gotta find the right version of her. she is. She's got a bunch of different outfits.
Cool.
But I want to do Haman Karn. Where is her in her fit? Where she's looking fly. That's not
she's
quite
cool.
the one I'm looking for.
I like that one.
The blue fit? She's got a red fit that I'm looking for. Oh, the black fit. The black and the red I think looks really sick.
That's really cool. Ooh, I love her heels.
Looking fancy. So I would love to do her. At some point I'm gonna have to cross as a Char. I want to do Char too. And that's the guy that I showed you yesterday, that I came here to laugh at you guy. Time to build more gunpla to fill the void. I think that's the idea, is once we have quite a few. This is where I work from home, this office here. So I have all of my work stuff in front. And then I've got some space to put some display boxes or cases and just fill it with gunpla. I think that would be awesome. Eventually I'm going to need a bigger office if I have too many. But they've got to be in some sort of structure where the cats can't get at them, so it's got to be like one of those glass figure cases. Something like that might be nice. Because Loki is a menace. So even just having things on the desk, he smacks them over. So anything on the desk has got to be fairly sturdy. Let's see if I can bring that into focus while you're done with it.
Oh, I was gonna let that dry before I touch the back.
What part did you do? The front?
I did the front metallic. It still just kind of looks like a light gray.
Yeah.
Some of the lines aren't the cleanest, but just don't look at it.
Don't look too closely.
Just don't look and it'll be fine.
Yeah, it doesn't look too different from the primer. Well, actually, if I look at the back, it does look quite different. It doesn't look as shiny, and I'm wondering if that's because it's surrounded by a bunch of other dark pieces.
I am going to bring in some black and add some depth and some sharp lines, so the messy lines that you see won't be so messy. Because these, I really like these markers, but because they're paint markers, like I'll go to touch and it almost like pools the paint. So then I need to like...
Someone was saying you could use a brush and pull off of the marker and start painting that way.
Yeah, and I'll probably have to do that.
So you're letting it dry. Are you going to prime a different piece in the meantime? What's the plan?
I'm thinking about what I want to do next.
Are paint markers different than like Copics? Do you know what a Copic is, Peanut?
Yes. Copics are a type of like, I guess they're kind of described as like a paint marker as well. I've owned a few in the past. They're really nice. I don't know a way to describe it. It'd be easier just to show you, but different types of paints. These are specific for figures, whereas Copics are for like canvas or paper, cardstock, that kind of thing.
So they're both markers, but they serve different purposes.
Different purposes. So
these ones are for plastics, and Copics are more for traditional canvas art.
I mean, if you used... I'm not saying to try this, but if you want to try it, I don't know. If you prime it...
You still think it would stick because it would stick to the primer?
It would stick, I just don't know how it would lay down and dry.
I wonder if one's runnier than the other or something like that.
Copics, the idea is like, you know, markers, like Crayola markers. When you put it down, and then you do a line beside it, it kind of like overlaps and you get that dark line in between. Copics, that doesn't happen. It kind of blends together. They're just, I don't know exactly the ingredients in them, but you can shade that way and make a really nice ombre effect. The colors meld really nicely. I don't know if I'm really describing them that well, but different media. But yeah, if you prime it, you could always give it a shot. And they have a bajillion colors.
Nice.
Any color you can think of.
There are less color options for the Gundam Markers.